Chapter 6 is an interesting chapter and probably one that you didn't consider or anticipate being in this book, but it's understanding organizations as customers. This is and you may see this shorthand in business writing, B2B, business to business kind of endeavor. So we're selling, one business makes its living selling to another one. And there's a tremendous amount of business done here. In fact, if you're looking for a job and you want to work in a sales environment, B2B is a very can be a very lucrative spot. Not that B2C, there's anything wrong with B2C, but just by scale, B2B tends to be a bigger deal. B2B, unlike B2C, is commercial. The products are meant for someone else to use and do something with typically. But we're understanding organizations now as consumers. So it's the same kind of consumer behavior. It's just pointed at an organization. And there's some key differences that we'll point out. Org buyers, they're industrial in nature. There's wholesalers you might sell to retailers. There's government markets. And you can see, the kind of market and how large that they are can be kind of staggering by volume. NAFTA, this is where these things have really made a big difference, these agreements in the ability to trade freely with Canada and Mexico. This North American Free Trade Agreement has affected B2B operations greatly. NAICS is a way to track and understand business markets, and this is if you look that up, that NAICS, you can then do some research on where these businesses are, how big they are, and things like that. This can be done as a way to segment the market. So market characteristics and buying behavior. I think the book is easy to read, and that's why I encourage you so much, and why I don't go into such fantastic detail in these short introductions. But these are the four main characteristics and the dimensions on the right-hand side. I can't really improve upon that. Just understand that when you read through something like that, you want to make note of when can I access this again? You might want to take notes, you might want to keep the book, photocopy the page, but you want to create a library of this kind of data, because you don't know where you might end up and when it might come in handy. So then the text goes into some various descriptors. It's demand derived from the sale of something else, tends to generate the demand for, so if I buy a pair of shoes, it's going to generate or derive the demand for rubber or cloth or leather. So it's a domino thing. Org buying criteria, you're dealing with professional buyers now. So the key in org behavior, B2B, is finding out who the true decision maker is, because there might be a lot of influencers. It's a more complex situation and much more formalized. So it's contractual in nature often, and so on. So instead of researching individuals, you're researching companies. Know your market. There might be reciprocity, there might be partnership. Organizations look for suppliers or vendors that are going to be utterly reliable and flexible at the same time. So that's some key considerations, and at a good price. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on B2B sellers. I'll let you read through that. Buying centers. This is a way to consolidate your purchasing power, and organizations will look for this. Roles in that buying center are, as I mentioned before, understanding who the players are. If you notice in the picture, the lady is presenting to a boardroom a number of people. Well, in that selling sense, there might be all five of those people in that meeting that you're trying to sell, quote unquote, to. This just refers to different types of repurchases. Buying class situation, so new buy, straight rebuy, modified. This is a way, again, to map out strategy in order to better serve a market and be more successful in selling. This should look familiar, very similar, if not identical to the B2C world. It's just the number of influencers and the professional buyers that make this a little bit different. There you go. This was another great slide to keep. And I'm not going to belabor any of these points. I think that should probably get you to where you need to be. Do read the examples. It's important that you do. And you can see where this B2B world, how there may be instances where understand the type, if it's a monopoly, oligopoly, monopolistic competition, that can help you decide, at least initially, whether you want to get into that market, but some of the characteristics of the environment that you're trying to work in. Okay, take care and keep up the good work.